Emile, a boy who's very good at dreaming. There once was a boy who during the night would dream a lot. Sometimes he would dream that he was a bird, and sometimes he would dream that he was a little dog, and sometimes he would dream he was a fish swimming along in the deep blue sea, and when he woke up, he was in a great mood. The boy was called Emile, and he lived in a land called Senegal. Emile lived in a big house with all of his family. His father and uncles were all woodcarvers and painters. They cut wooden figures of all sorts of animals. Some of them were so big they could stand outside the house and be decorative and protective in some way, and some of them were so small and tiny you could keep them in your pocket. They would also make paintings of wild animals, beautiful women and wise old men, but instead of painting on canvas or wood, they would paint on glass. His mother and his aunts printed textiles and fabric for dresses, curtains and tablecloths to all of the village. Emile and his siblings and all of their cousins also helped them by collecting plants they used for the colouring of the fabric, and the fabric would then be put in huge heated pots over the fire. That's still how it's done in many places of the world. Children help their parents and are part of earning a living. Even small babies are helpers, for they're carried on their mothers' backs and smile, and when they smile, it's contagious and everyone is happy, and being happy is such an important thing. However, when you're a young boy, you can get quite tired of working, and Emile often got tired. And sometimes he would sleep on a bench, or sometimes he would fall asleep in the woods, and sometimes he would even be able to fall asleep standing up. "Wake up, Emile," said his mother to him. "You're asleep." "Oh, yeah, I dreamt that I fell into a deep, deep hole," said Emile. "Oh, that was lucky," said his mother. "You fell into a deep, deep hole without hurting yourself?" "Yes, I'm able to do that when I dream." "That is because you are so clever," said his mother. But one day Emile dreamt something terrible. He dreamt that he was walking in the woods to collect wood for the fire, and suddenly a terribly dangerous leopard came along and wanted to bite him. So he ran and he ran and he ran and he ran, and the leopard ran after him, and he woke up and cried. "What's wrong, Emile?" asked his mother. The leopard wanted to bite me," cried Emile. "No, really? You think that's what it wanted to do? Didn't it know how strong you are?" asked his mother. No, it didn't know that," said Emile. It thought I was very little." "Oh, you mustn't let it get to you. Next time you dream of a leopard, you must take it by its tail and swing it around and around. You'll see, it'll be the leopard who is scared." "Yes, I'll do just that," said Emile. The next day he dreamt that it met a big crocodile who wanted to bite it. And then he didn't know what to do because his mother had never told him about how to deal with crocodiles. So he ran and he ran and he ran and he ran, and the crocodile simply ran after him. And then all of a sudden he woke up and cried. "What's wrong?" asked his mother. I dreamt I met a crocodile," said Emile. "Oh, now listen, Emile," said his mother and comforted him. "You shouldn't be afraid of any animals. It is you who are dreaming, so you are the one in charge. Next time you dream about a crocodile or a leopard or a lion, then show them how strong you are. Take them by the tail, swing them around and around until they apologize." "And then what?" asked Emile. "Oh, and then you must tell them that you wish to receive a gift." "Yes, I'll do that," said Emile. The next night, Emile dreamt he went for a walk when he met a furious lion. At first he got really scared, but But then he reminded himself of what his mother had told him, so he grabbed the lion by its tail and swung it around in the air. "Whoa, whoa," said the lion. "Don't you know that I am super dangerous?" "Yes," said Emile, "but this is my dream, and I am even more dangerous." "Let go of me," said the lion. I promise to leave you alone if you do so." "That's not enough. I also want a present." "But I don't have a present. I'm only a lion," said the lion. "No, that is of no importance. You have to help me and my mother." And so the lion promised to do so, and off it ran. The next morning something very strange happened. A man came driving up to the village and said, "I'd like to buy some clothes, but it has to be something with lions on it." Ah, now, how lucky was that? Because it just so happened that Emile's mother had just finished making a lot of clothes, and the fabric had lions printed on it. The man bought all of it. "No matter the price," he said. "I want it all, for I just love lions." "So do I," said Emile, because he was well aware that this was how the lion in his dream had helped his mother. That night he dreamt he played with a lot of lions. He was able to ride on their back and caress their mane, and they weren't even angry with him when he accidentally stepped on one of its paws. It was so much fun that you could hear him laugh in his sleep. "What are you laughing about?" asked his mother. "I'm dreaming," said Emile. The next day he dreamt he met an enormous buffalo who jumped out of the woods. Emile got very scared, because buffaloes are no laughing matter. They're really dangerous. But then he remembered what his mother had told him, so he grabbed the buffalo by its horns and turned it over and upside down. Hey, don't you know that buffaloes are very strong and really scary?" "Well, yes," said Emile, "but I am even more scary, because I am the one who's dreaming." "Let go of me," said the buffalo. "I won't harm you or do anything to you." "Well, that's not enough," said Emile. "I want a present." "What do you mean? Buffaloes don't have presents," he said. "Maybe not. But then you have to help my father," said Emile. Okay, the buffalo promised. The next day, a whole bus of tourists came by, and they all wanted to buy glass paintings. "We want glass paintings, but there has to be buffaloes on them," they said. And how extraordinary. Emile's dad had just made a whole bunch of them. He also had pictures of leopards, lions, crocodiles, but oh no, it just had to be buffaloes. "We love buffaloes," they all said. "So do I," said Emile, for he was well aware that it was the buffalo in his dream who had helped his dad. And that night he had such a lovely dream where he was riding on the back of the buffalo, and they swam in the lake and bathed, and afterwards they went into the woods and found bushes full of delicious sweet berries. Said Emile. "You're dreaming, Emile," said his mother. "I know," said Emile. Then one day, when Emile was out in the woods collecting wood for his father, he met a big dog. This was not so good. It jumped towards him, and maybe it just wanted to play, but you never really know. It barked and snarled, and Emile was so scared. He couldn't climb up into the tree because he knew the dog would just follow him up there. He couldn't go and hide in a cave because the dog would be able to do exactly the same. And he couldn't run away as he knew the dog would be able to outrun him. Oh, how he wished this were a dream. And then he had an idea. He quickly lay down on the ground, and because he was so good at sleeping, he fell asleep straight away. The dog was not expecting this at all. It was surprised and went over and sniffed. What are you doing? Why are you just lying there?" it seemed to ask. Emile didn't answer because he was asleep. He just snored, and then the dog went away. When Emile woke up, he picked up the wood he had collected and brought it to his father. "Now, where have you been all this time, you daydreamer?" asked his father. "Well, first I went for a walk, and then I met a big, big dog, and then I had a nap," said Emile. "Well, I must say, you're really not afraid of anything, are you? If it had been me who had met a dog, I would have run away." "Yes, but it was me who met the dog," said Emile, "and when I'm asleep, I dream, and when I dream, I'm not scared of anything."